Hi everyone, my name is Garth Fisher, Senior Solutions Engineer at Martello Technologies, and thanks for joining me for another use case video. Today I'll be talking about Teams and the multiple third-party services needed to make that service work. The first things that come to mind are the ISP and proxy services, but we also need to think about the SIP trunk provider, SBC providers, or any other service playing a role in the connectivity of your users to Microsoft 365 services. So let's see how to make sure they do not affect the quality of service provided to your end users. With Martello's network path monitoring feature, Vantage DX continuously monitors the quality of the path between your critical sites, users, and the Microsoft Cloud. These probes continuously check to see if any service provider involved in the connection to Microsoft Teams has increased latency or is introducing packet loss, which would degrade the user experience. Here you can see we're checking a lot of different things from different sites and stuff like that. But if clicking on any red failure on any critical user, we can clearly see that the service provider, exponential E, is indeed affecting the team service. So when you look at this here, you can see we're calling out right here that there were some issues at that location, and it was more so revolving around round trip time problems. But we can go further. Looking at all the other results, right, we can clearly see per location which service provider is introducing network degradation that is affecting the end user experience. So here you can see that multiple locations are being affected by the Bell backbone all across the board here at the top. The service from there is resulting in a perceived outage for all of the affected users. But there's more uses for our feature, right? Another use of this feature, especially if you use Teams connectivity to PSTN and if you have a managed SBC, is to track the quality of the connection to that service. So here in this example, you can see that we're tracking the route to our managed Oracle SBC. And we again can see that the Bell backbone has some issues affecting multiple sites. But we also need to spot the other problem with our VP here, Aidan Riley. This IP 180 ending in 113 is clearly outside of our network and on the first ISP used by Elaine. We can now investigate to detect which service provider on the route to the managed SBCs is causing the problem. It's good to be able to spot the problems, but sometimes it's also mandatory to track the availability of these services and performance over time with SLA reporting. For that, let's go into our SLA configuration page, which is right here. And in this case, we're tracking the service provided by the ISP, exponential E. So when I click into it, we can see the current percentage of the achievement of the service quality target. We can also clearly see that the outages that affected us on the 5th and the 6th are also accounted for here. But what's also cool is if I click on our alerts here, they can definitely just be routed into your ITSM or ServiceNow in this case. So just click on one of them here so you can see, here we have our ticket in ServiceNow. So what's great is that it also shows you that, whatever incidents are being raised can also be pumped directly into your ITSM. But if I go into the member part of this dashboard, it shows the source of the information we're using to calculate this SLA. So when you look at this end user part here, this is based on every user that's using this ISP, while infrastructure is going to show you the tests that are composed of the infrastructure piece, and these are the tests that we're doing with our network path analysis, plus a specific test coming from our network monitoring tool, PRTG, which shows the intranet here. But as I explained earlier in Vantage DX, you can also correlate the data we produce with your own infrastructure and network monitoring insights to have a full visibility on every service provider you are using to deliver the Microsoft 365 and Teams service to your end users. Well, I hope you found this video interesting and that you now know how to detect issues and track the level of service delivered by your service providers, the ones at least who are involved in your Microsoft 365 and Teams service delivery. Thanks again for joining and stay tuned for more use case videos.